If you've been keeping up with these shows, you know that I'm a registered and that I've spent the majority of my career working in the operating room. I managed the OR vascular and plastic surgical services for 21 years. In 2 of those years, I was also the neurosurgery nurse manager, the manager of the service that includes brain surgery. When I met tonight's guest, I was immediately interested in what she does, especially as a tie-in with what I did when I was the neurosurgery nurse manager in the OR. And in many cases, she does and what I did are actually kind of extensions of each other. I'm delighted to have Judith Johnson as my guest tonight. Judith is the Regional Resource Coordinator for the Brain Injury Association of Virginia. Welcome, Judith, to Lynchburg Live. I'm happy as my guest.
Thank you for inviting me.
Just to get started, for those people who really don't know what Judith does, I'm going to get her to explain it to you. What is the Brain Injury Association of Virginia?
The Brain Injury Association of Virginia was founded in 1983, called then the Virginia Head Injury Foundation. And it was founded to help families who had persons, loved ones, that were survivors of brain injury because there were no services. It's not so much the medical services that are needed right away because you can get those follow-along services to help persons live after a brain injury. And we do this work for 25 years. We've assisted more than 200,000 individuals in Virginia, providing outreach services, reported by the registry, giving brain injury information to them, all assistance. So we're very happy to be in all the communities. It's only been in the last 3 years that the Lynchburg regional office has been here. We talk with the legislature and we ask for monies to give us monies to help people that are underserved and at all for services that they need.
You know, until I met you, I really was not aware that there was a Brain Injury Association in Virginia. And then from some literature you sent me, I noticed that there is a Brain Injury Association, American Brain Injury Association. Now, you all are tied in with that?
Yes, we are a chartered member. All the states and most of the states in this country have brain injury associations, and we are a chartered member of the Brain Injury Association of America, which happens to be the base offices here in Virginia. So we work with them, and we work, it's just a lot of links and a lot of connections and ways we can help people.
Now, your office is in Lynchburg?
Yes, I'm situated in Lynchburg at 500 Allegheny Avenue, and I serve the central area, including all the counties surrounding Lynchburg, from Farmville to Roanoke.
What exactly does a regional resource coordinator do?
Well, what I do is I go out and I talk to persons. I talk to hospitals. I talk to healthcare senior citizens, schools, social workers, anyone that serves the public where individuals may need services for brain injury. And we want them to be aware of what the symptoms are and what they may need to do to help someone, and refer them to us so that we can put them in our information and referral system in our registry so that we will know who's out here that needs help. And we do need a lot of help.
I'm sure. I mean, you know, in working in the operating room and seeing the kind of brain surgery we do, that these people need follow-up care after they leave the hospital and after they're released from their doctor. So it's nice to know that this kind of thing is there and available to these people. Probably most everybody will be interested in knowing what causes brain injury. There's so many causes.
Oh, the causes are so stretched so far. The causes can be falls, motor vehicle accidents, strokes, a blow to the head, shaken baby syndrome, blasts from the war, all kinds of things, lightning strike, electric shock, anything that disturbs the brain, whether it's an open head injury or a closed head injury. The open head injury, of course, is when there's a blow to the skull and it breaks. The closed head injury is when it's dead inside. You just can't see it. That's why it's called the silent epidemic. It's unrecognized.
That's what I was going to ask you a little later is, you know, the silent, I didn't understand exactly what silent epidemic meant.
It's just that it's not recognized. Some of the symptoms you may have aren't recognized right away because you may have a fall and not have any effects of it until maybe a week later.
That's skiing accident.
Yes.
And had a head injury, and when she was offered medical attention, she turned it down, felt like, you know, it was nothing to be worried about. And then in the middle of the night, she died in her sleep from this brain injury. And so that was what I associated with silent epidemic.
Yes, it was unrecognized. She felt she was fine. And that's a lucid interval. when you feel that everything is okay. And she might have felt a little strange, but probably from the fall itself, saying,
Right.
well, I'm up now and I'm okay. And by refusing the EMT services, maybe someone could have seen something, the medical persons, that might
Right.
have given them that she did have damage to her head.
And that's, I mean, that's tragic.
Mm-hmm.
Would you tell our audience what the two most prevalent types of brain injury are?
Well, the two most prevalent types of brain injury are traumatic brain injury and non-trauma injury. And a traumatic brain injury is when you have a severe, it's more severe. It's a severe blow to the head. It's damaged on the inside. All your brain, all your, should I say, all your just kind of moves all around, and it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. That's a traumatic brain injury, and you lose consciousness.
Right.
You're knocked out for a long period of time. And then a non-traumatic brain injury comes from things like strokes, shaken baby syndrome, when the blood or the oxygen does not get to the head. So those are the non-traumatic brain injuries or acquired brain injuries.
You know,
all of them are acquired, basically, but that's
Right.
what it's referred to.
In the operating room, we saw both,
Yes.
you know, traumatic gunshot wounds to that kind of thing. But we also saw people who had intracranial bleeds that would require surgery. So, you know, I'm pretty familiar with what you're talking about. Now, you brought a film clip
Yes.
that you'd like to show us,
Yes.
and Bill can get it started. You can tell us.
Can I lead into it?
Yes, please.
I brought a film clip to share with you. We're also working with the American Stroke Association. They asked me to be an ambassador to at least, when I go out to talk about persons, how to prevent strokes and how to be healthy. They asked me to do that, and they gave me this little clip to take with me. And I thought it'd be interesting to share because so many people are receiving strokes, getting so many strokes, and we want them to prevent that.
Right. Okay.
Hello, I'm Yolanda King. My father, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., struggled to empower each one of us to believe in the greatest possibilities and stand up and be counted by doing our individual part to live fully and freely. Our struggle takes many forms. One of the greatest struggles the African American community faces is the fight against stroke.
As an African American, I'm real, I'm strong, I'm proud.
But I'm at risk for stroke. The American Stroke Association talked to me about what matters to me.
This whole campaign, Power to End Stroke, is focused on those at greatest risk, and that's the African American community. The Power to End Stroke campaign is all about working together as a group, spreading the message, sharing the power, getting people really knowledgeable about stroke. If we all work on this as individuals and as a group, we can hopefully make a bigger impact on reducing the stroke.
Together, we have the power to end stroke.
Judith, I know that people are younger and younger having these days, and it is more prevalent in the African American group. Why do you think that is?
I think that it's because of possibly eating habits, stroke, smoking, and certain things cause your pressure to go up.
Right.
Some people have high blood pressure, which is sometimes in families, it's genetic. And but it's just been prevalent in the African American families for years. And I could attribute it to the type of eating that some people have been raised to do.